Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Have you ever had that dull ache in your legs, maybe after just a short walk, or found yourself wondering, why some days you feel way less energetic than others? Super common, right? We tend to just brush it off as, ooh, tired legs, or maybe just getting older. But what if that feeling, that kind of nagging discomfort, was actually your body trying to signal something really important about your circulation?
Yeah.
What if the actual secret to, really vibrant legs and honestly, overall well-being wasn't some like exotic pill, but was sitting right there in your pantry? We often just take our blood flow for granted, don't we? This unseen network doing its job. But today, we're going to dive deep into exactly that. We've got some surprising science-backed insights that can really empower you to take charge of your vascular health.
Yeah, and what's fascinating, is how directly our daily choices, what we eat, how much we move or don't move impacts something so incredibly vital as blood flow. So today, yeah, we're doing a deep dive into the critical role of good, robust circulation, especially focusing on the legs and feet, which often get overlooked. We'll look at the things, the silent saboteurs that can compromise the system. And maybe the most exciting part, we'll uncover how you can actually supercharge your blood flow. With some surprising allies from the kitchen and some simple lifestyle shifts, too. Our mission really is to give you a shortcut, a way to be really well informed about this crucial, often underestimated part of your health, moving beyond just awareness to actual impactful knowledge you can use.
Absolutely. We're talking about those unseen highways inside you, the pathways keeping everything moving from your brain right down to your toes. Your body is just this incredible, complex network, an amazing piece of biological engineering, really. And at the center of it all literally is your heart. It's the powerhouse. Just this relentless pump pushing blood to every single corner, brain, toes, everywhere in between.
Yes.
Fundamental, non-negotiable, really.
Yeah.
Making sure every cell, every muscle, every nerve gets the oxygen and nutrients it needs, not just to survive, but to, function optimally.
And when that system, especially the flow to the legs, gets compromised, the ripple effect is huge. It goes way beyond just a bit of discomfort. It's not only the leg muscles starving for oxygen and nutrients. We're talking about your skin integrity, how well your nerves function, even the strength of your bones. The consequences just cascade through all those tissues. It leads to problems that are much bigger than aches and pains, problems that really impact your daily life. Think of it like a garden. If the irrigation fails in one area, the plants don't just wilt, right? They eventually wither. Your tissues are kind of similar, just maybe slower.
Yeah, to really get it, think about something simple, like walking from the car to the grocery store entrance,
Yeah.
or just climbing stairs at home. For most people, that's nothing, right? We don't even think about it. But if your legs aren't getting enough blood, enough oxygen, those muscles can cramp up fast. They get tight, painful. So that simple, everyday movement, the thing we rely on for basic independence, suddenly becomes incredibly painful, maybe even impossible sometimes.
Exactly.
This isn't about running a marathon. It's about basic autonomy, being able to move around your world without constant debilitating pain. It hits your quality of life, how you interact with everything,
Yeah.
your mood even.
And the long-term cost of that poor circulation can be really steep. It can lead to severe health challenges that we absolutely need to pay attention to. Over time, that chronic lack of blood flow, it does more than cause cramps. One of the most serious things is skin breakdown. You can get these open sores, ulcers, usually on the lower legs or feet, that just will not heal. It happens because the tissue just isn't getting the nourishment, the oxygen it needs to repair itself. And this is particularly dangerous. It escalates quickly for people with diabetes.
Right.
In those cases, even a tiny injury like stepping on a small pebble or a blister from a shoe can become a major persistent wound because the healing is already slowed way down by the poor blood flow, and then you add a weakened immune system, which is common in diabetes. Well, infections become incredibly hard to fight. This combination creates this critical vulnerability, and tragically, it can lead to severe things like gangrene or, in the worst cases, amputation. It really makes you ask, if something as basic as blood flow gets disrupted, how does it cascade into these massive health problems?
Yeah.
What does that tell us about the body's balance?
Yeah, it shows how connected everything is.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting and actually quite hopeful, I think. Because it's not just about what breaks down. It's also about our body's amazing inherent ability to repair itself. And crucially, how we can support that. Your body actually has its own, built-in repair crew. It's a natural process called angiogenesis.
Angiogenesis, yeah.
This is where your body literally grows new blood vessels. Isn't that incredible?
It is.
It's like building new roads or detours when the main highways are blocked or damaged. A natural repair mechanism that's always working, often totally behind the scenes.
Exactly. And from a vascular physician's perspective, seeing angiogenesis happen is, well, it's one of the most compelling parts of the job. It really drives home how absolutely essential healthy circulation and this repair process are. Not just for your legs and feet, but for your overall quality of life, your long-term vitality. It's this built-in capacity for repair that gives us so much potential for intervention. Understanding how to support that ability isn't just about managing disease, it's key to optimizing health, staying independent as we age. It shows our bodies are always striving for balance, for healing, and we have a big role to play in helping that along.
So we've established why good blood flow is so critical, reaching everywhere, impacting daily life. But if our body has this amazing repair crew, what are the things working against it? The silent saboteurs damaging our vascular highways?
Yeah.
What's actually slowing things down and making that repair job so much harder?
Yep.
I know one of the big medical conditions, the main culprit for bad leg circulation is peripheral arterial disease, PAD.
Right, PD.
Sounds serious.
It is serious. PAD is a major concern, and the root cause is usually a process called atherosclerosis.
Atherosclerosis.
So picture your arteries normally smooth, wide open, letting blood flow easily. But with atherosclerosis, plaque, this sticky, nasty substance, starts building up on the inner walls.
What's in the plaque?
Oh, it's a mix. Cholesterol, fatty stuff, cell waste, calcium, fibrin, that's a clotting material. And this buildup doesn't just happen, it comes from damaging factors. High LDL cholesterol, high blood pressure, definitely smoking or vaping. Diabetes plays a huge role too. These things don't just clog the pipes, they actively damage the delicate inner lining of the blood vessels, the endothelium. When that lining gets injured, it becomes rough, inflamed, and plaque just loves to stick to it.
Right.
So over time, this damage makes arteries stiff, super narrow, or sometimes completely blocked, turns those vital highways into bottlenecks, choking off blood flow to the legs and feet.
So it's like imagining those arteries were like perfect multi-lane highways designed for fast, smooth traffic blood flow.
Good analogy.
But atherosclerosis is like constant traffic jams all the time. And potholes, construction debris, crumbling roads.
Exactly.
The smooth flow just slows to a trickle. That's what plaque does. Turns efficient highways into congested, damaged back roads, making it tough for oxygen and nutrients to get where they need to go in the legs.
Precisely. It's a fundamental breakdown in the delivery system. It's not just about feeling tired legs.
And you mentioned diabetes makes this even worse, like a double whammy.
Yeah, unfortunately, it really complicates things. A double whammy is a good way to put it. Because beyond the direct damage diabetes does to blood vessels, it very often causes neuropathy, nerve damage.
Especially in the feet. Right.
Especially in the feet, yeah. And that leads to a loss of sensation, which is incredibly dangerous. Think about it. If you can't feel properly, you might step on something sharp, like glass or a nail, and not even know you're injured. Then that small cut, which normally would heal okay, can turn into a massive infected wound. Because the poor blood flow, also from diabetes, slows healing way down. And add to that, a weakened immune system, also common with diabetes, makes fighting infection even harder. It's this terrible cascade.
Yeah.
What's really striking is how these things you might think are separate nerve sensation and blood flow are so tightly linked. One failing sets the stage for the other, creates this critical vulnerability.
And it can't talk circulation without coming back to the heart, right? It's the engine. So if that central pump is struggling, what happens downstream, especially for the legs?
It's absolutely central. The heart drives everything. Conditions like heart failure or cardiomyopathy, where the heart muscle itself is weak, they severely impair its ability to pump blood effectively. If the heart can't generate enough force to push blood against gravity all the way down those long vessels, well, your legs and feet are among the first places to get starved of oxygen and nutrients.
Makes sense. Furthest away.
Exactly. It's a direct consequence. If the engine sputters, the whole vehicle struggles, and the parts furthest away suffer most. So weak heart function just makes any existing circulation problems much worse. Impacts everything from energy to wound healing.
Okay, so besides those big medical conditions, what about just everyday habits? Things we do without thinking that might be harming our blood vessels, slowing things down. Let's start with Alcohol.
Alcohol, yeah. Especially in excess, it acts like a systemic toxin. It puts real, measurable stress on your whole vascular system. Beyond just affecting blood pressure, it directly messes with your circulating stem cells, their function, their numbers.
The repair crew cells.
The repair crew, exactly. The ones needed to constantly repair and maintain your artery walls. So if you already have blockages or stiff arteries or other circulation issues, heavy drinking makes it much, much harder for your body to fix itself. It's actively hamstringing the very cells designed to solve the problem, leaves your arteries more vulnerable.
And salt. The salt shaker on the table seems so harmless. But too much is another problem. How does that work?
Oh, absolutely. And it's sneakier than people realize. Too much salt, the sodium part, it's like corrosive inside your bloodstream. When you eat too much sodium, your body holds on to more water to try and dilute it.
Okay.
That extra fluid volume directly jacks up your blood pressure. And that constant high pressure isn't just flowing by, it's pounding against the delicate inner lining of your arteries, the endothelium, creates sheer stress.
Ouch.
This damages that smooth lining, causes tiny tears, inflammation, and when that surface gets rough and inflamed, it's like creating sticky patches. Think of rust forming inside a pipe, making it uneven.
Right. Harder for water or blood to flow.
Exactly. Cholesterol, inflammatory cells, other gunk then sticks easily to those damaged spots, kicks off plaque formation, narrows the vessels, chokes off blood flow. It's a direct line to worse circulation.
And then there are ultra-processed foods. They're everywhere now. Convenient, taste good. But the cost of circulation.
Huge cost. They're a major systemic problem for circulation, hitting it from multiple angles. These foods are strongly linked to the rise in type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome, both disastrous for your circulatory system. Ultra-processed foods are typically loaded with excessive salt, often hidden sugars, and unhealthy inflammatory fats like trans fats or refined seed oils.
A trifecta.
It's a perfect storm, yeah. The high sugar causes chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, damaging blood vessel walls directly. The bad fats mess up your cholesterol. This combo sets the stage for, or worsens, atherosclerosis, that plaque buildup, and it speeds up diabetic complications everywhere, like retinopathy in the eyes or those terrible foot ulcers. They offer almost no nutritional value while actively damaging your vascular health from the inside.
And speaking of active damage, smoking and vaping, you mentioned them earlier. These seem like absolute non-starters for circulation. We know they're bad, but how exactly do they wreck blood vessels?
Non-starters is putting it mildly. They are among the worst things you can possibly do for your blood vessels. The mechanisms are deep and nasty. Nicotine, carbon monoxide, all the other toxins in cigarettes and vapes, even the ones that seem cleaner, they don't just temporarily squeeze blood vessels, they cause profound, often permanent damage. They stiffen and severely injure the endothelium, that crucial inner lining.
Right.
That endothelial dysfunction. It's a key first step in atherosclerosis. It massively speeds up plaque buildup and artery narrowing. Plus, these toxins actively destroy and impair your stem cells, your repair crew again.
Oh, man.
It's like punching more holes in your highways while simultaneously disabling the road crews supposed to fix them. If you're middle-aged or older, maybe already have some circulation issues, smoking or vaping makes things dramatically worse, pushes you much closer to severe complications, ulcers, gangrene, amputation. They just relentlessly destroy your body's highways.
And finally, the one we hear about a lot for general health, but it's critical for circulation too, cholesterol. Specifically LDL, the bad kind. What happens when that creeps up?
Yeah, high LDL, low-density lipoprotein cholesterol is a direct player in narrowing arteries. When LDL particles get oxidized, they can slip into that damaged artery lining and build up, forming the core of the plaque. This directly restricts blood flow, simple as that, reduces the pipe's diameter, so regular checkups are vital. Monitor your lipids, LDL, HDL, triglycerides. If levels are high, yeah, doctors might suggest statins, and they can be very effective for many people at lowering LDL, stabilizing plaque.
Right.
But, and this is a big but, it's crucial to remember that diet and lifestyle changes alone can also have a profoundly positive impact, sometimes enough to avoid medication or need lower doses or just make the meds work better.
Yeah.
Which brings us right back to the power of what we put on our plate and how we live.
Okay, so we've identified the traffic jams, the plot holes, the things wrecking our vascular highways. But the good news is our bodies aren't stuck in the slow lane forever. Just like there are things that damage these pathways, there are amazing, often overlooked natural allies that can help repave, expand, even repair them.
Yeah.
So what are these delicious, powerful foods? The ones that act like our body's own civil engineers, clearing the way, supercharging circulation, especially to the legs. This is the exciting part, food as medicine. Let's start with something humble.
Beans.
Beans. Yes, they are truly a nutritional goldmine. There's a reason they're a staple in the blue zones, right? Those areas where people live exceptionally long, healthy lives, often free of chronic disease.
Navy, black, kidney, lentils, chickpeas, all of them.
All of them. They're not just cheap, they're packed with good stuff, mostly dietary fiber and healthy fats too. Now that fiber is key. It feeds your gut microbiome, those trillions of bacteria in your gut.
Right, the gut connection again. Exactly. And a healthy microbiome plays this surprising but critical role in vascular health. It helps regulate blood lipids, reducing the kind of cholesterol that clogs arteries. Beans also help your metabolism burn that harmful visceral fat, the deep belly fat that causes inflammation and stresses your circulatory system.
Less inflammation is good for blood vessels.
Absolutely. Keeps them flexible, resilient. And by supporting metabolism, beans are a powerful tool against type 2 diabetes, which, as we know, hammers circulation. They're so versatile, too. Add them to soups, salads, stews. Easy to get them in daily for that circulation boost.
Next up, carrots. We usually think eyes, right? But you're saying they're good for circulation too.
Definitely more than just eyes. That vibrant orange color, that's from carotenoids, and they are potent. Research, some really interesting stuff from the Netherlands, shows carotenoids help burn that problematic visceral fat, which, again, lowers inflammation body-wide, easing the burden on your circulatory system. And like beans, carrots are loaded with fiber, good for the gut, helps manage cholesterol. But carotenoids also seem to directly protect the endothelium, that inner vessel lining, like internal polishers, keeping it smooth, less prone to plaque sticking, kind of the opposite of what salt or smoking does. Helps keep arteries elastic, responsive. So yeah, enjoy them raw, roasted, blended into soup. Great ways to support vascular health.
And now a kitchen classic, garlic. Used for ages for flavor, but also medicine, right? More than just making food taste good.
Oh, absolutely. Garlic is a culinary cornerstone, but it's a true vascular powerhouse, too. Lots of research shows it helps lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, while keeping HDL, the good cholesterol, steady or even boosting it.
Nice combo.
It's crucial. It helps prevent that artery narrowing. But there's more. Garlic compounds act as a gentle, natural anticoagulant, meaning they help prevent dangerous blood clots. The kind that can cause a sudden blockage in the leg, sometimes called a heart attack of the leg, excruciating pain, tissue damage.
Wow, okay, so it helps prevent those crises.
By making platelets less sticky, it helps blood flow smoothly, reduces the risk of those critical blockages forming.
So it's like a traffic cop, basically. Directing traffic, smoothing outflow, preventing pileups. That's quite a job for a little bold.
It's a great analogy, yeah. So whether you're making Mediterranean food, Asian dishes, or just sautéing veggies, adding fresh garlic, maybe with some good olive oil, lean protein, seafood, it turns the meal into something really beneficial for circulation. Even a little bit adds big flavor and powerful health perks. That allicin compound works wonders.
Okay, this next one might make some listeners happy. Dark chocolate.
Yeah.
But you said the good stuff, right? Not the sugary candy bars.
Absolutely. And this is really exciting research. The key is high cacao content, 70% or more. That's where the magic is. Cacao is packed with polyphenols, especially flavonoids like proanthocyanidins and anthocyanins. Think of polyphenols as nature's little protectors for your cells and blood vessels. These compounds in dark chocolate reduce inflammation, lower clot risk, improve overall circulation by helping blood vessels widen vasodilation. But maybe the most exciting part, its ability to stimulate nitric oxide production.
Nitric oxide?
Yeah, it's a critical signaling molecule. A powerful vasodilator relaxes and expands blood vessels, improving flow immediately. But even cooler nitric oxide recruits stem cells from your bone marrow.
The repair crew again?
Your body's elite repair crew. They travel to damaged areas, fix vessels, build new microvessels, boost blood flow, especially to the legs. There is even a clinical study. Older adults with heart disease drank hot cocoa with dark chocolate for 30 days. They saw measurable increases in stem cells and better blood vessel function. They measured flow-mediated dilation, how well arteries flex and expand. Dark chocolate showed real significant results.
That is incredible. So a little square of really dark chocolate isn't just a treat. It's actively helping rebuild your vascular network. Amazing.
Exactly. Just remember the caveats. Low sugar, and definitely avoid mixing it with dairy milk. Dairy proteins can block the absorption of those amazing polyphenols, basically canceling out the benefits. Water-based cocoa, or eat the chocolate straight up.
Got it. And number 5, something probably already in many cupboards, black tea. How does a simple cuppa help circulation?
Black tea, yeah, Earl Grey, English breakfast, whatever kind, it's fermented green tea, essentially. During fermentation, the catechins, those beneficial polyphenols, change into new compounds that are still really good for you. Studies, some compelling ones from Italy, found that drinking just 2 cups of plain black tea a day for a month boosted stem cell levels in people with poor circulation.
Wow, just 2 cups.
Yeah. And like dark chocolate, it improved blood vessel function, enhanced that flow-mediated dilation, showed arteries were becoming more flexible, resilient, responsive, helps the whole vascular system work more efficiently. The key, again, is what you add. Skip the dairy milk or cream, they trap the polyphenols. Stick to plain black tea, or maybe use a non-dairy milk like oat or soy. Simple daily ritual, powerful support for circulation.
Okay, those 5 are fantastic. Beans, carrots, garlic, dark chocolate, black tea. Are there any other bonus boosters, other foods we could add for extra circulation support?
Definitely. There are a few more stars worth mentioning. Barley is fantastic. Great in soups, stews, even salads. It contains that soluble fiber beta-glucan, feeds the good gut bacteria, lowers inflammation, helps cholesterol, and critically for circulation, beta-glucan promotes angiogenesis, that new blood vessel growth. Really vital for improving flow in conditions like PA. It's a multitasker grain.
And mushrooms, more than just flavor.
Way more. White buttons, shiitake, chanterelles, porcini. They're another beta-glucan powerhouse, often overlooked medicinally. And here's a tip. Don't toss the stems. They often have even more beta-glucan than the caps.
Really? Good to know.
Yeah, so sautéing mushrooms with garlic and olive oil, delicious side dish, but also a serious circulation-boosting punch.
Interesting. What about dried fruits with peels? That sounds specific.
It is, and the research is intriguing. Certain dried fruits with peels left on, like apricots, apples, pears, have a compound called urolithin A. Lab studies, especially looking at PDAM models, show it can improve blood flow and support the health of mitochondria, the energy factories in our cells, which is vital for tissue function. Just choose organic if you can to avoid pesticides and eat them in moderation. They are high in sugar, but a small amount can still offer benefits.
And omega-3s, the fatty acids we always hear about. How do they fit in specifically with circulation and stem cells?
Omega-3s, yeah, from fatty fish like wild salmon, cod, clams, shrimp, absolutely crucial. They fight inflammation, which we know drives vessel damage, and specifically they protect your stem cells. Keep that repair crew healthy, strong, ready to fix blood vessels when needed, like making sure the crew is well fed and has good protective gear. But a really important note on cooking them. Avoid frying. Seriously.
Only frying.
High heat frying creates harmful chemicals, advanced glycation end products, AGEs, and other inflammatory things. They damage arteries, cause inflammation, basically undoing the benefits of the omega-3s.
That's a critical point. How we cook can be just as important as what we cook. Seems like a small detail with huge implications. Tell us more about smart food prep for circulation.
It's absolutely critical. It's not just picking the right ingredients, it's how cooking affects them. As I said, frying is a major no-no for vascular health. High heat, deep frying, even heavy pan frying, it generates those nasty AGEs and lipid peroxides. They cause oxidative stress, inflammation, damage vessel walls, speed up atherosclerosis. So instead, always go for gentler methods. Steaming is great locks in nutrients without adding bad stuff. Roasting allows nice flavor with minimal fat. Sautéing with a little bit of high-quality extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
These methods keep the good nutrients intact and don't create those damaging byproducts, like that quick sauté of mushrooms and garlic. Minutes to make, packed with flavor, actively supports circulation without compromise. And with seafood, besides not frying, try to choose lower food chain options. Salmon, cod, they tend to have less mercury buildup than bigger predatory fish. And always go for wild-caught salmon over farmed if possible. Better omega-3 profile, usually, from their natural diet.
Right, diet is clearly massive, but beyond the plate, what about lifestyle? Other bonus boosters we can incorporate daily to help circulation, especially down in the legs.
Oh, absolutely. Lifestyle is just as fundamental, maybe more so sometimes, than diet alone. Regular activity, consistent movement is foundational. Walking, cycling, swimming. They don't just feel good, they strengthen your heart muscle. A stronger heart pumps blood more effectively, pushing it everywhere, including your legs.
Makes sense.
Plus, movement signals your vessels to make more nitric oxide. That relaxes them, widens them, improves flow right away. If you do have PAD, start gently. Short walks, rest as needed, build up slowly. Consistency is key, tailored to what you can handle.
And stress. Seems unavoidable these days. How does that mental load hurt our circulation physically?
Chronic stress is a serious threat to circulation. It works on hormones and inflammation. When you're constantly stressed, you're in fight or flight mode. Your body pumps out cortisol, adrenaline. These hormones raise blood pressure, heart rate. Over time, that constant pressure damages vessel walls. Plus, chronic stress fuels body-wide inflammation, a prime driver of vessel damage and plaque. This is where mental stress directly becomes physical damage. Practices like deep breathing, meditation, gentle yoga, even just a daily walk in nature away from screens are incredibly effective. They activate your rest and digest system, lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, protect your vascular health. It's a powerful feedback loop you can control.
Okay, let's unpack this. This next connection is wild, maybe one of the most surprising things today. Who knew the health of your gut bacteria could directly affect blood flow to your legs? It really hammers home how interconnected everything is in ways we're just starting to grasp. Tell us more about this gut circulation link. It sounds like a game changer.
It is a game changer, no doubt. And it's a super active area of research. The health and diversity of your gut microbiome, that huge community of microbes, is deeply linked to your cardiovascular health and, yes, circulation to your legs. A healthy, diverse microbiome fed by fiber from beans, carrots, barley helps circulation in several ways. It helps your body handle cholesterol better. It lowers systemic inflammation by producing beneficial compounds and keeping your gut lining strong.
Wow.
And surprisingly, it even supports wound healing, which is critical if circulation is already poor. Beyond that, my own research and work by others looks at specific beneficial bacteria, like Lactobacillus reuteri. You find it in some fermented foods like sourdough or supplements. We've seen evidence suggesting specific strains can enhance circulation, speed up healing, possibly by influencing nitric oxide and stem cells.
Incredible.
So yeah, those trillions of microbes in your gut aren't just digesting food. They're deeply involved in the health of your entire cardiovascular system, right down to your toes. It's truly holistic.
Wow. That really does reframe how we should think about gut health. So, okay, wrapping this deep dive up, what's the big takeaway? It seems pretty clear that improving blood flow, boosting vascular health, isn't about some magic bullet or expensive fix. It really comes down to making intentional, informed choices every day, doesn't it? The power to have stronger circulation, more energy, more independence. But it's fundamentally in our hands through these surprisingly effective diet and lifestyle shifts.
Absolutely. To boil it down to actionable steps. First, get rid of the worst offenders. Unequivocally, that means no smoking, no vaping, moderate alcohol. Cut way back on added salt, severely limit ultra-processed foods. These are direct threats you control. Second, get your cholesterol and blood pressure checked regularly. Work with your doctor to manage them. Lifestyle, exercise, maybe meds if needed. Knowledge is power.
And then the positive stuff. Embrace those amazing food allies. Make beans a regular thing. Eat vibrant carrots. Use garlic generously. Enjoy that high cacao dark chocolate. Make plain black tea a habit. Maybe add in barley, mushrooms, some dried fruit with peels in moderation. Omega-3 rich seafood, steamed, roasted, or sautéed, never fried. And crucially, don't underestimate the power of consistent movement and managing stress.
And thinking about all these connections really raises a deeper question, doesn't it? If what's on our plate, if simply moving our bodies, if our emotional state can profoundly impact the very vessels that sustain us, what other fundamental parts of our well-being are we maybe underestimating in our daily lives? Perhaps the most powerful medicine truly is found right there in our everyday choices, just waiting for us to unlock it.
That is definitely a powerful thought to chew on, and it's exactly the kind of deep dive we love doing here. We really hope this exploration gave you some solid, actionable insights for keeping your blood flowing strong, keeping those legs feeling great. This journey into understanding our bodies, it's ongoing, and we're excited to keep exploring. So please join us for our next deep dive as we continue to unpack the fascinating links between our lives and our health, bringing you more surprising facts and essential knowledge.